It's 2030, and the global chessboard looks nothing like it does today. Nations you barely recognize as rising are drafting the rules, while old powers scramble to stay relevant. In the next few minutes, we're diving into the top 10 countries poised to dominate by 2030. From tech titans to energy empires, stick around because some of these picks might surprise you. We're not just talking bigs and fancy capitals. We're talking life-altering shifts, where your phone is built, how your car is powered, who's calling the shots, and global diplomacy. These 10 nations will shape the future of jobs, tech, climate, and even world stability. Coming up, an island nation exporting more than just pop culture. A desert kingdom going Allen on tourism and tech, and a democracy rewriting the global rulebook. All right, let's get started at number 10, where innovation meets cultural meteors. Number 10, Germany. If power were measured by consistency, innovation, and influence, Germany would top every chart. As the largest economy in Europe, Germany has long been known for world-class engineering, high-end manufacturing, and a reputation for quality. But by 2030, Germany is evolving fast, from fossil fuel dependence to green energy leadership. It's already shutting down nuclear plants and pushing forward with a radical energy Wende policy, investing heavily in wind, solar, and hydrogen power. On the tech front, Germany is modernizing its industrial base with Industry 4, connecting machines, AI, and cloud systems for smarter production. This isn't just about efficiency, it's about redefining how nations produce goods in an age of automation. Politically, Germany is also asserting more leadership in Europe and NATO, steering policy on climate change, energy security, and digital privacy. Germany doesn't shout, it builds, it leads, and it defines the rules that others follow. Number 9, Japan. Japan is a masterclass in balancing old and new. And that balance may be its superpower by 203. 0. The world's third largest economy isn't resting on its legacy. It's leading advancements in robotics, AI-driven manufacturing, quantum computing, and sustainable energy tech. Japan's auto industry isn't just about cars. It's about intelligent mobility, electric innovation, and even flying vehicles in development. But there are headwinds. Japan faces a major demographic challenge, a rapidly aging population. The country is tackling this with bold automation, increased support for immigration, and a growing shift toward remote and digital workforces. Internationally, Japan is asserting itself more boldly. As a key Indo-Pacific player, it's deepening alliances with the US, Australia, and India to counterbalance rising tensions in the region. Its pacifist constitution is being reconsidered in the face of shifting security dynamics. And then there's Japan's cultural influence. From anime and gaming to architecture and cuisine, it continues to export identity at a scale few nations can rival. If resilience had a face, it might look like Japan. Efficient, future-focused, and quietly shaping what comes next. While Japan is refining its future through tech and tradition, the next country is flexing its influence through raw power, resources, and a whole lot of geopolitics. Number 8, Russia. Love it or fear it, you can't ignore Russia. Despite economic sanctions and global controversy, Russia remains one of the most formidable geopolitical players heading into 2030. Its vast reserves of oil, gas, and critical minerals still make it an energy juggernaut. And that matters when the world is battling supply chain shocks and energy insecurity. But Russia's influence runs deeper. Its military reach spans from Eastern Europe to Syria. Its cyber capabilities rank among the world's most feared. It's investing heavily in AI defense systems, hypersonic missiles, and satellite warfare, a sign that the battlefield of the future may be both digital and orbital. At the same time, IA is pivoting east, strengthening ties with China, Iran, India, and Africa, offering arms, energy, and infrastructure deals in exchange for political support. Space is another front. Russia remains a critical player in international space missions, despite increasing isolation from Western coalitions. Yes, economic challenges are real, but power isn't always measured by GDP. It's often about leverage, alliances, and unpredictability, and in that game, Russia is a master tactician. Russia may not be the richest or most loved, but in a multipolar world, it's one of the few nations still moving the global chessboard. Number 7, Egypt. At number 7 is Egypt. Once home to pharaohs, now powering a new continental economy. Strategically perched between Africa, the Middle East, and Europe, Egypt controls the Suez Canal, a trade artery responsible for over 10% of global shipping. But geography isn't its only strength. Egypt is harnessing one of the fastest growing populations on Earth, with a median age under 25 and a rising consumer class demanding infrastructure, services, and jobs. The government is betting big with mega projects like the new administrative capital, upgraded ports, industrial zones, and renewable energy fields in the desert. These aren't just symbols. They're designed to shift Egypt from a tourism-dependent economy to a logistics, finance, and manufacturing hub. Challenges remain inflation, public debt, and political bottlenecks. But Egypt's play is long-term by anchoring itself as the bridge between continents and with close economic ties to the Gulf, China, and Europe. It's carving out a future as a regional superconnector. Culturally, Egypt still leads the Arab world in media, music, and identity. Now it's trying to match that soft power with hard economic clout. Egypt isn't just a relic of empire, it's becoming the launch pad of a new continental economy. Number 6, Brazil. For decades, Brazil has been labeled a sleeping giant, a country rich in potential but slowed by instability. That label no longer fits. By 2030, Brazil is poised to lead not only Latin America, but also key sectors of the global economy. Its vast natural resources, iron, oil, lithium, and especially fresh water, are becoming more valuable than ever. But Brazil's strength isn't just below the ground. It's in its capacity to feed, fuel, and tech the world. As one of the largest agricultural exporters, Brazil supplies soybeans, beef, coffee, and sugar to millions. But now, it's scaling up digital agriculture, using satellites, AI, and drones to optimize yields and reduce environmental damage. Its energy sector is diversifying too, adding biofuels, offshore wind, and hydropower to its oil dominance. And with a booming fintech and e-commerce scene, Brazil is quietly becoming a tech hub in Latin America. Diplomatically, it's strengthening its voice in the BRICS alliance, G20, and pushing for reform at the UN. The country is also leaning into soft power, its music, fashion, and sports influencing global pop culture far beyond Rio. Brazil is no longer just the land of carnival, it's becoming the command center for energy, food, and regional diplomacy. Brazil is finding its rhythm, but the next country has always known how to dance between East and West. Number 5, Turkey. At number 5, we have Turkey, a nation uniquely positioned at the literal and cultural intersection of Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. For centuries, it was the heart of empires. Now it's positioning itself to be a geopolitical and economic pivot of the 21st century. Turkey controls the Bosporus Strait, a vital choke point for global energy and grain. It plays both NATO member and Eastern mediator, often bridging US-Russia tensions or EU-Middle East disputes. This duality gives Ankara a unique leverage that few nations can match. Economically, Turkey is diversifying fast. It's ramping up defense exports, growing its automotive and drone industries, and investing heavily in logistics and domestic energy. The Bira drones, once a niche innovation, are now global bestsellers used in multiple modern conflicts. Turkish construction firms are building cities across Africa, the Gulf, and Central Asia. Domestically, Turkey faces challenges, currency volatility, inflation, and political tensions. But its long game is about independence, energy independence through Black Sea gas, defense independence, and foreign policy independence. Culturally, Turkey's TV dramas, cuisine, and history make it a soft power giant, especially across the Islamic world, Central Asia, and the Balkans. In a polarized world, Turkey's greatest strength may be refusing to pick a side at all. And in a divided world, being the bridge might just be the biggest power move of all. Number 4, Indonesia. And number 4 is Indonesia. Southeast Asia's largest economy and the world's third largest democracy. With over 280 million people, a growing middle class, and massive natural resources, Indonesia is no longer content being a quiet regional player. It's stepping onto the global stage. Geostrategically, Indonesia sits astride critical sea lanes like the Malacca Strait, one of the busiest trade routes in the world. Whoever builds trust and influence here gains access to the economic arteries of Asia. Economically, Indonesia is making bold moves. The government is investing in infrastructure at scale, highways, ports, and even an entirely new capital city, New Centura, aimed at decentralizing power and boosting innovation. It's also betting big on the green economy, from EV battery production thanks to world-leading nickel reserves, to reforestation and sustainable palm oil. Politically, it's asserting independence. maintaining ties with both the West and China while pursuing its own free and active foreign policy. As other countries decouple or polarize, Indonesia is quietly expanding its influence through ASEAN, G20 diplomacy, and South-South partnerships. Culture. Ally, Indonesia is a diverse powerhouse to over 17,000 islands and 700 languages. Its tech scene is booming with unicorns like Gojek and Toypedia, and its halal economy, Islamic fashion, and digital startups are reshaping identity and industry in the Muslim world. For decades, Indonesia watched from the sidelines. Now it's building, connecting, and leading, proving that the future of Asia doesn't run through just one capital. Number 3, United States. At number 3, we have the United States. And while its reign as the dominant global power is often debated, it remains by far the most well-rounded powerhouse the world has ever seen. Economically, it leads in innovation, venture capital, AI, biotechnology, and entertainment. Silicon Valley continues to birth global platforms, while Hollywood, streaming, and music keep American culture in global demand. The U.S. military, with its unmatched global reach, alliances like NATO and the Quad and Tech Edge, remains the strongest on Earth. Its defense spending alone surpasses the next 10 countries combined. But more than hardware, America's strength lies in its adaptability. From racial reckonings to digital revolutions, the U.S. has proven again and again that it can self-correct, reinvent, and re-emerge stronger. Culturally, it still sets trends. Educationally, it hosts the top universities in the world. And financially, the dollar remains the world's reserve currency, giving the U.S. economic resilience even during global downturns. America's true superpower, reinvention from the ashes, from the noise, from the chaos again and again. Number 2, India. India isn't rising quietly. It's booming towards superpower status. By 2030, it's projected to be the world's most populous nation, with over 1.5 billion people and the youngest median age among major economies. But youth alone doesn't define India's rise. The country is rapidly digitizing, with over 900 million internet users expected by 2030. Mobile payments, remote education, and e-commerce are reshaping daily life. India is also becoming a global hub for tech services and startups, earning it the nickname the world's back office. And front end too. Its economy is diversifying from IT and pharmaceuticals to renewable energy, defense tech, and space exploration. ISRO, India's space agency, has already landed on the moon's south pole and has plans for Mars satellites and commercial launches. On the world stage, India is walking a diplomatic tightrope, friendly with both the US and Russia, and actively expanding its influence in Africa, the Indo-Pacific, and even the Middle East. It's a leading voice in BRICS, G20, and other forums, pushing for a new multipolar world order. India isn't just participating in the global game, it's rewriting the rules powered by youth tech and unapologetic ambition. While India is charging ahead with digital dynamism, the next country has already reshaped the global order and may soon rival the current leader in more ways than one. Number 1, China. Over the last 2 decades, China has pulled off one of the greatest economic transformations in human history, lifting hundreds of millions out of poverty and rising to become the second largest economy in the world. By 2030, it may very well take the top spot. China leads the world in infrastructure megaprojects, AI deployment, and green energy manufacturing. Its Belt and Road Initiative connects over 140 countries through roads, ports, and digital infrastructure, effectively redrawing the map of global influence. Its tech giants like Huawei, Tencent, and BYD are shaping everything from 5 grams networks to electric vehicles. Meanwhile, China's dominance in supply chains, especially in rare earth minerals and solar panels, gives it massive leverage over future industries. Militarily, it's building one of the largest navies in the world and pushing assertively in the South China Sea. Its space ambitions include space stations, moon bases, and interplanetary missions, all designed to cement China's role as a 21st century superpower. But China's rise isn't without friction. Geopolitical tensions with the US, human rights concerns, and domestic surveillance policies have sparked global debate. Still, few can deny that China is positioning itself to shape the future's architecture economically, digitally, and strategically. If the future were a blueprint, China's already pouring the concrete. But there's still one nation whose footprint, military, cultural, financial, spans every continent, every sector, and every screen. The world of 2030 won't be led by one country, but by a clash and collaboration of many. From Brazil's farms to China's factories, from America's servers to Indonesia's straits, the future is multipolar, unpredictable, and fiercely interconnected. So whether you're choosing where to invest, where to innovate, or even where to live, the question isn't just who leads next, it's how you prepare for a world where power has no single capital. Because in 2030, influence won't be inherited.